one and all. Anybody else there yet?
We got a couple.
How you doing, Lily?
I'm doing good, John. How are you doing?
Oh, all right. If we're not taking into account what the market's doing to me, I'm okay. I'm all right. I know you'd think with all the videos I do and all these stocks we find that I'm just making money left and right. Well, let's be honest, folks. I'm in the same boat as most. It's inflationary periods. And the bottom line is I cover too many stocks to invest in them all. I got to pick and choose just like anybody else does. And God, I swear to God, it feels like a horse race. I know which are the faster horses, but I always seem to get the slower ones. Good does that get me? But outside of that, I'm doing okay. Let's toss up that news. I've got it all set and ready to go. You don't have to watch me do anything this time. Boink. All right, let me refresh that. Zingo. So this has been a rough week for the OTC. It's been a rough year on the OTC. We seem to be doing really, really slow. And I'm not surprised. I see a lot of good companies, as we say, every week falling. And it is the conditions of the sentiment of the world right now. The inflation is killing all of us. And God forbid. Have you heard? They're saying they don't expect the markets to recover for 10 years. Have you heard that, Lily?
Well, I mean, if you remember, I told you we'd probably be flat for like 5 to 10 years.
Oh,
we were talking about that, I think, last week before. Like, I don't want that to happen, John, but I suspect it. I suspect it because, like, today we got our CPI numbers. I think it was today. And we had a 0.1% reduction. Big deal. There's still a problem, huge problem. We're nowhere near our goals or our numbers. And the market reacted. It bounced and had some pretty good ones, but it's nothing significant. It's nothing where it needs to be. It's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of time. I mean, look, we're traders. We're not investors, most of us. Investing is for the long term. And I mean, right now, well, maybe not right now, if it's going to take 10 years to recover. That is a long hold. But we may have to adapt to new styles of trading. If the market is going down for a long period of time, you've got to learn how to play a down market. Most of us are playing the up market. We make money when things go up. We don't short. A lot of us don't play options or puts. Well, maybe time to expand. If you're going to be looking at years of a market coming down, you're not going to make any money if you're waiting for it to go up unless you're really on your game.
Coming down or just going flat, John? Just flat. Just in this range. Just being range bound. And so I have changed up some strategies. If you're range bound on a couple of tickers or whatever, that's where you would want to do some spreads. You can do strategies like that. And we're not going to get into that. That's way too deep for us. But at the Discord, the Penny Boys Discord, they have people with options that do spreads that teach all of that stuff. So
yes,
you've got to find different plans.
But this is what we're here for, folks. We just want to introduce you to the kind of people. Hopefully, we represent them basically nice enough.
We got some good people.
Yeah, we've got people who are experts in their fields. Everybody's got their niche. And you might as well go to somebody who knows how to do what it is you want to do rather than trying to learn it all yourself. And that's what these Discord groups are about. That's what our Discord group is about, Penny Boys. We just want to share information for those who want to learn. We're not trying to make money off of you. We're trying to build a community of trust and solid information. And when you get that sort of support, well, you increase your odds of making money by a long shot.
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's probably enough gab. We've got a few stocks that I have been given through the week to take a look at. We're going to jump on those first. And because there are a few, I got 5 of them here. I'm going to try to go through them smoothly, but rather quickly. I've had 10 cups of coffee, so it shouldn't be a big problem. So let's just jump right on into this. And while we're talking, if you have stocks you want us to look at, folks, go ahead and drop them in the comments section over there. If you know something about a stock that I'm talking about and I don't say anything about it, by all means, drop a comment over there. We'd love to share all this information. That's why we do this show. So one of the first ones I was asked to take a look at was DRCR. This is Swiftly Global. This is a sports betting company that has 2 apps. One is for sports betting, and then the other one is a lot like Tinder. It's a Tinder bets, if you want to think of it that way. Swipe left if you want to bet on it, swipe right if you don't. And it's an AI program that learns who you are and what you like to do. So as you're watching a football game, a bet may just pop up. Do you want to bet on this pass being completed or not? Yes, no. So they're going to be these spontaneous bets. Well, they've launched their apps. It's been a while. I think I covered this over a year ago when they were still in the process. And I told everybody.
I remember you talking about this when I told you I'd get in trouble with it.
And each state in the United States is now like cannabis. Every single state gets to make up their mind if they want sports betting, if they're going to allow it to be online or just brick and mortar. And then they can actually expand it to casinos. So the Indians aren't going to be the only ones having casinos in this country. Native Americans, excuse me, trying to stay politically correct here. But they have launched in the UK. They are making money right now. And this was just to sum up stuff. This is what I had found when I had done some quick research on DRCR. They have a shareholder meeting on the 27th coming up. They're expecting their revenues to reach $100 million in 2023. They canceled a little over 10 million shares at the end of last year, and they've just filed an S1 to change their name and change their ticker. I think right now they're called Dear Cashmere. Let's take a look at some information about this company real quick. When you look at their revenues, now they say they're going to be making $100 million. Well, we're a long ways from that at 139,000. We got to take 3 zeros, put them behind any numbers here. And looking at their quarterly, are they increasing? Well, no, we've only got 1 quarter here, and I can't tell you why. Where's the second and third quarter? So this doesn't look great. But if I remember correctly, we got a piece of news here that came out in October. They tell us here that Swiftly Gaming generated $3.5 million worth of revenue. This is a small percentage of our current network client database. Swiftly forecasts to double its monthly revenue to $7 million in December. Now, I did look into the financials for this. Not going to jump into them right now. Do I have something here? I do want to show you that. The financials do show that revenue, but they also show it virtually cost them all that revenue, which I really don't understand why it should cost so much for betting online. There's a lot of information there, but maybe they're just tweaking things and it's getting going. But they're only in one country now, and they're trying to get globally. Well, when I jumped into the financial, I was just going through this, trying to get information. These are their insider holdings. These are the big people that control the company, who have controlling interest. Well, what I noticed here was Illustrato Pictures. This is ILUS. This is that Karen Courier play, the one that works with all the firefighting in the whole world. They do everything with firefighting, sell equipment, sell electric vehicles, train people, metaverse. I mean, they got a lot going on. Well, they have 5% control, own 10 million common shares, which is the most of anybody, including the CEO and chairman, and they own 17.8% of the company's common shares. I mean, they are invested into this company hard. And I like that company because they have been rolling on a road of success. So if they're putting their money into this company, I think that says something. So that's what I found on this company. What was their share structure? Yes, it was. I did go verify this. They're at 14 million, which isn't a bad share count at all. So we are at 24 cents. They were up 3% today, and they've got all their green ticks over here. So everything looks good with the company. Let's take a look at the chart for DRCR. Oh, the one place I wasn't ready to get it there.
Well, I do like the fact that they canceled some shares.
Yeah, that helps. That's
like
shareholder value right there. If you can't get the price up, then make your piece of pie bigger. All right, so we're looking at a 1 hour chart there. Let's go back 4 hours, 6 months. So she was at 43 cents 6 months ago, hit a low here in December 15th of 10 cents roughly, has been bouncing off of that low ever since, has gotten up over her 200-day SMA. Technicals are strong in the 4 hour. 20-day, pretty much just a closer view of what we were looking at there. Technicals are planing out on the hour. 5-minute chart. All right, we have just had our 200-day SMA come into the picture. That means there's now enough data, enough shares are trading to actually qualify for a 200-day SMA. And that's what I expect. Whenever I see a new SMA come onto the board, you see it started right here. Wherever the price is, I don't care if it's below or above. Wherever the price is, it seems to graduate right to that line. It's got more data, and it's us traders that use these lines. So we respect the data that's in them. So it did. It went right to that 200 and pushed up over it. And ever since that 200 came into the picture, she has been growing. Hit a high here a couple of days ago of actually yesterday of 25.5 cents. And today she is at 24 cents. Technicals look like they're trying to pick up. Looks like they're trying to turn around right now. I like DRCR. I think she's got a lot of potential. Gambling is one of those sin stocks, folks. Sin stocks are popular. Don't get me wrong when I say that. These are the vices: cigarettes, marijuana, alcohol, gambling, entertainment, whatever you can think of to bide us over through hard times, to get us through it. That's what keeps on trucking, even when the economy's hard, even when there's a war. Whatever the problems are, these things never stop selling. So I expect this is going to be good. The bigger they get, the more they're going to make, and it won't, teeter through hard times like all these other stocks are. So I like DRCR, and I would jump into that shareholder meeting on the 27th. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Okay, let me.
Do you have more from Twitter or something, or are we looking at Vailmore?
No, I've got a few more from Twitter, actually.
Okay.
One of the other ones I am looking at, I've never heard of, is ONFO on the NASDAQ. It's a penny stock currently at $2 and had about 1% drop today. Now, I'm only showing you the stuff that I found that should be paid attention to. This was one of the most important pieces of information that had come out in October. The company announced the completion of the company's previously announced acquisition of the assets relating to a file password protection for WordPress sites, prevent direct access, and password protect WordPress, collectively known as BWPS. And if I remember correctly, right there, this tells us, and this was just, when was this? This was just the 10th, 2 days ago. This actually tells us they finally completed the deal. It's finally closed. So October, they had got things rolling. Now they've closed the deal. So whatever that's going to do for them with finances, I'm not real sure, but that's what's going on for the company. They have just closed an acquisition that obviously they think is going to help. This is outstanding. We've got a super low float. I don't know what it is. I didn't bother to look it up.
Oh, wow.
It's under 5 million. You can't go wrong there. Now, this is a NASDAQ stock. Just a piece of information here, a little bit of trivia for you. I'm always learning more about the NASDAQ. They've got a ton of requirements, minimum requirements. The price can't go below $1. They've got to have at least 50 shareholders. They got to be at 50 million market cap. Well, they also have to have at least 1 million shares in the float. I seen a company about ready to be kicked off of the NASDAQ because they don't have a minimum share count in the float. I didn't know that you had to have so many. So it's going to be above 1 million and below 5 million. All right, let's take a look at ONFO.
I got the chart, John.
Pardon?
I said I got the chart. I can go ahead and
go
pull it up
for
real
it, please.
quick. Let me get
Do I need to jump out? Can you overlay me?
No, I think it'll go over you. Here we go. So that's why I wanted to bring it up, because it's in a beautiful uptrend.
Oh, great.
You can see right here in this low bubble around October of last year, 105. And ever since then, it's just gorgeous uptrend. And if you notice right here, and I'm going to get closer, this particular ticker, ONFO, is in a breakout. Yeah. So let's get to the 1 hour. Very beautiful right here. Breakout. It has to hold this to continue. And more than likely, though, it will, maybe there was some news recently, so more than likely it will drop back into this channel. So I wouldn't want to play with it here too much. If I do, I just it's an in and out day trade kind of thing. So yeah, look for it to come back into these channels between 150 and 190. And if it doesn't, like something big is happening
going on here. There's steady growth, and that deal just closed. So whatever that was worth for them, now they're going to cash in on it.
Yep. It's looking good. You can tell it's a low float by looking at these candles, though. Look how flat they are.
Can you
Not
turn
much
on your
data. Yeah,
can
I
you,
can turn them on. Hold on, I'll turn them on for you so you can look at it better.
yeah, watch the difference
There
here,
you go.
folks.
Look at that.
You see how it all fills in? What's that called? The hashi.
The Hakanashi.
Hakanashi. That fills in all the gaps, folks. You can actually see the pressure. You just don't get a dash. You can see if it was a push
Exactly.
up or a push down. Wow, look at that push
Yep, on
down.
low float stocks. Yeah, you need to be able to see this because that right there is scary. That big red
Yeah.
candle. That's scary.
Wow.
But it
Now,
moves quickly.
whenever I see, I mean, in live time, if you see it drop like that and it's so severe, first thing you should do is some quick DD. Just get out there, see what you can find, see if you can find the cause. You will find in a lot of cases it's over the top reaction.
Yep.
You know, something bad happened, but it's not that bad, and it's going to probably bounce back. Woohoo!
And the volume, there's not much volume going on. So yeah, it's because the float's so low of seeing this type of movement here.
Wow.
So I'm going to stop sharing that now, but that's what the chart's looking like. And it's something to keep an eye on for sure. And see if it breaks back into that channel or keeps going.
All right, let's see now. Where's my, is this mine? That's mine. All right, next one we've got here, trying to get through these quick, is Cowie. Cowie, I have talked about this one in one of my videos, Carbon Meta Technologies. Finished at 0003. I normally wouldn't look at it. That's just way too low unless they've got some huge catalyst that came out. It's probably going to be there for a long time. And it may have been. I haven't looked at the chart, actually. She's pink. Thank you. I can see you've looked at the chart. I know that sound. Oof. She's got all her green ticks here, but she is a shell risk, meaning she's in business. She's supposed to be making money, but she isn't reporting any. This is a company that, well, what they say is Carbon Meta Technologies is an environmental research and development company that commercializes the processing, what the heck? The processing of industrial and organic waste materials to produce hydrogen and high-value carbon products. So it is a new technology, and it sounds great to take our waste and turn it into something we can use. What other information did I find we need to take a look at? All right, news. Back here in September of last year, Carbon Meta Research signs patent agreement with Cost for processing methane into hydrogen and carbon. November, Carbon Meta Technologies completes production pilot of carbon negative earthcrete, cementless concrete. Now, I don't know if you're aware, folks, but occasionally the world goes into concrete shortage. Japan, I think, had a concrete shortage when they were building their airport. And it's a big problem. You got to have certain, I think, lime and a bunch of other things. So if we can come up with concrete that they don't need the actual ingredients we normally use, that's a big deal. We can get a lot more infrastructure taken care of. And the last piece of news they had come out was at the end of November, Carbon Meta Technologies and Kalari Energy in Botswana sign agreement to process coal bed methane into hydrogen. So you see what they're doing. And hydrogen is going to be a big deal, folks. As far as I'm concerned, it is where we're heading. You don't have to mine anything out of the ground. Hydrogen is everywhere. It can be extracted from so many different processes. It's literally the freest energy we have right now. Outside of that fusion energy, we just had that test about a month ago that actually worked. First time ever we got more energy from something when we put in a little energy. Whew, we're moving really quick. And what else did I find here? This was a piece of news, right? This is the news that is the last piece. We're excited to work with Carbon Meta on bringing clean hydrogen powered energy to Botswana. This isn't even the United States. In addition, our joint venture enterprise can deliver and market high-value carbon products. And you should read up on that. These carbon products are impressive for tire and lithium battery manufacturing customers in Africa and Europe. So we've got a company here that's doing some great technology, advancing further than America is. We're not into hydrogen all that much yet. Other countries are trying to skip the electric and go right to hydrogen. The Middle East is one of the countries definitely doing that. What sort of share structure? Right. I didn't look this one up because I know it's going to be too high. We got 35 billion authorized, 19 billion on the market, and I don't know how many between me and you, but I'm sure it's billions there as well. Okay,
I
so
got
let's
the chart.
yeah, go for it. I
Oh
love
my
that.
gosh, John, look at this. This is a year's worth of data right here. And I hate it because of the picket fence. I mean, it's probably because all the shares you have too.
Right,
Nothing is really happening. Now, we did have a move back here in May of 2022. We went up to 0008. That's a pretty
right.
substantial move.
Yeah, it is.
And I wouldn't look for much more than that right now with this type of share structure, especially with the OTC missing the volume that it usually has, liquidity, you know. So right now, the more recent, it's just a full-on barcode. I'll
Yeah,
take you to the 6-month chart real quick.
just bouncing. Yeah,
The
it's just
4
getting more
hour,
and
you
more
see what it's
picket
doing.
fences.
I don't
Ugly.
look for it really to get under 0002, and it's probably going to keep going back to 0003 because they're looking for somebody to sell their shares to.
Yep.
So I wouldn't even be granted, we might have some good news there. It might do something. I would wait for it to show a pattern, a
What
trend.
I'd be worried about is because the price is not rising and they've got a bazillion, okay, a few billion shares,
Look at
a
this.
reverse split. A reverse
Oh,
split.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
If they start to do business and actually start to, and we didn't look at the revenues. I'll take a quick peek here in just a minute. But when they start making revenues, they're going to want to get some respect. And the best way to do that is to get the price up. So I fully expect a reverse split from Cowen.
Yeah. But that type of share structure, exactly. So is it one to keep an eye on? Sure. You might be able to play it. But right
I
now,
mean, right now may be a good time to consider a small hold, but
yeah, you
when
get to
you're
wait
looking at
too
a
long.
reverse split, that's not the time to be buying. Not
Yeah, I don't like that.
normally, especially on the OTC. Doesn't
Mm-mm.
really work down here that well.
Nope, I'm not going to do that. So I'll just wait it out, keep watching it, keep an eye on the news.
Let's check those financials. I don't expect to see anything here. Nothing at the end of last year, and 27,000. So they're making some money. They've actually come out of it. I don't know why it still says shell risk here. Maybe they quit making money. I don't know, but it's not much. All right, let's jump into EEGI. Is this my first one?
I've definitely heard of that one before.
Okay, first thing I want to let you know is the company is a custodian entity. That means they don't have any management in control. The company was in bad shape. I haven't done enough due diligence here to know what is going on, but I do know what this means. When a company goes to the expert market, they're in total disarray. Somebody can go to the court and say, I want to take care of this company. I'll clean it up, whatever it costs. I'll take care of it. I'll get them back onto the market pink, which is where we see it now. I'll get them all verified and it will get them a deal. We'll get them making some money. Well, we see every base has been covered here. And right now, they're a shell company. So it should be a clean shell. That's what a custodian's for, to clean up all the dirt and then go look for a deal. Now, do they have any sort of information here about a deal? The last piece of news, let me see down here. Yeah, the last piece of news we had was in May, submits updated filings. So that's it. They're still cleaning up back here. So all their debt, all the filings have been taken care of. It's a clean shell. And that's a good thing in most cases. In this sort of market, it's difficult. They're looking for somebody who wants to go onto the public market. Well, they're on the OTC pink. Any company that wants to go on the market probably isn't going to want to go on the OTC right now. I mean, it's a drought. You don't want to move to California when you can't get water to come out of your spigots. Bad time to move. So I don't know if anything is going to happen here anytime soon. Now, what did I find over here? Oh, that's right. There was a change of control in this company on November 7th, 2022. This is kind of funny. This shows you the value in the company. The registrant's majority shareholder, Small Cap Compliance, entered into a stock purchase agreement with Chai Ching Hung. Small Cap sold their control block of stock, which was 250 million shares for $250,000. Mr. Chang bought an entire company for $250,000 right there. On November 25th, a change of control of the company occurred because of that. So after that, all of the management disappeared. Mr. Chang has brought in his own people. Things are changing now. It's under new control, which is another one of those steps. They brought in new management, but we have no clue what sort of business they want to be, what they're targeting. We just have no clue. All we know is it's a clean shell being built up right now, but nobody's moved in. So let's take a look at EE. You got that chart up, EEGI?
I do. I'll go ahead and pull it up for you real quick.
You the girl, I tell you what.
I've been watching it while you're talking. So you can pretty much see that reflected when the management changed and stuff right here back in, this is October, so November's right here in this area.
Yeah.
And we started getting an uptrend. It did react to that news right there. And what's great about it is it kind of held where it's moved, because we were just sitting down here flat for months. So I do say that something's going on here, and maybe it's some investors or people traders that are taking an early interest. What's that, John?
How big is that big jump you got there?
Oh gosh, it went from 0004 to 0011. Wow.
So we got about 280% gain there.
Yeah, that's huge. That's bigger than I thought it was. So, but I think you got a lot of people, especially in this area right here, that knows it's a shell. They're cleaning it up. Maybe they have information or have put together some dots of what's going to be happening. So they're willing to buy in this area and wait. And that's kind of what you see here. They're holding it right here. It got down to 0003. And it's on an uptrend now. 0007 is what it hit right here.
Yeah, it could be on. I mean, I know there's no catalyst, but she's setting up for what could be a breakout if a timely piece of news came out right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Could be just people that's early and one, or there could be ones that's just taking profit right here.
All right, last stock I have from my list, and then we're going to jump into Velmore's LVGI. I think it was. All right, let's take a look at BVXV, another penny stock on the NASDAQ, finished the day at $2.62 with 3% drop. Look at this, folks. Well, what did I tell you? You can't have less than 1 million shares in the float. They've only got 1.8 million on the entire market. Outstanding. Wow. So we've got a very super duper small float. I'm sure the chart's probably going to show that at times, some huge bars. That's just a guess. So you've got a very small float in this pharmaceutical company. Now let's see what sort of information I found here. Wow. All right, it was back in December. Very quickly, it turned over. They put $8 million worth of shares on the market. So, I mean, it's not like, yeah, they did dilute it, but come on, there's hardly any shares right there right now. So it's not a huge deal. But it turned over real quick, 4 days. Some of these public offerings go for a year. I mean, they just go until they sell every share they intended, because it's money that the company gets to use. So this company just got $8 million in 4 days. And here in January 5th, the company presented at a showcase. This is a place they get to show off their goods, get some more investors. Now, this seems like wimpy news, but folks, you got to look at the date and look a couple days after that date. That's when investors would be getting their money together, investing, if they did their job right. So you can normally see a nice bump after these investor conferences. And the very next day, now this is pretty good news, the company's innovative inhaled COVID-19 therapy virtually eliminated SARS-CoV-2 virus in preclinical vivo study. I haven't jumped into that, but that's...
Well, if only we'd have had that 2 years ago. That would have been a massive play.
SARS is still a huge problem. Yes. SARS is a lung disease that kills about 10 million people a year. We do not have a cure for it. And it comes from all sorts of lung problems, COVID, pneumonia, the flu. I mean, you can get it whenever you have respiratory problems, you are susceptible to it. So that sounds like huge news to me. And that was just 5-6 days ago. Let's see what else I found to tell you about this company. 6K. Can't remember what this is. This came out yesterday.
Isn't that just news?
Oh, no. This is, if you're interested in the company, this is their new presentation. They call them decks. It's a brochure online, and it covers all the information they probably took with them to that conference. This is what they probably put together to excite the people. So if you really want to learn what the company's about without all the technical jargon and all that legal stuff, this is consumer friendly. Lots of information there. And I got one more here. Let me see what this is. Oh, same thing. See, it was really good. I put it up there twice. Let's see. Was there anything else? Let's check their financials. Uh-oh. That's a problem. We got nothing on the
Nothing.
annual, and we got nothing. Oh, see, now this could be a problem. Now, I didn't go through all the filings. There could easily be a filing there that says they're in trouble. You can't be on the major exchanges not making money. Oh, believe me, that's one of the minimum requirements. So they could have some problems right now. It wouldn't be about their price. It would just be about how much money they're making. And I haven't done a deep dive. So if you're really interested, it's worth jumping into the financials just to see. Let's see if they got a financial over here. Uh-oh. What's going on? I don't see a single financial here. Now, sometimes your 6Ks will carry the financials. Sometimes they're in a 6K. All right, so let's go take a look. I don't have to. You got it.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. But here's the thing. This is the ugliest chart I ever saw. This is ugly. This is so ugly. And I don't know what happened here. I don't know if it's a massive run, if it's a reverse split. I don't know.
Oh my God, look at that.
It's so ugly. So this is a NASDAQ stock. We were hitting between 53 and 90 cents. This is a year or 6 months, 4-hour chart. Wow. And then just massive from like the 90 cents range up to 11.49, and then bam, right back down. I don't know, because that was a long. Maybe it was a reverse split.
What's the
date that bar hit was 11.25. The day it dumped or started to is 12.15.
All right,
December 15th, 16th is hit hard.
God,
and it's just ugly. Just being honest, folks. I will get closer. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up some closer views. It's really just flatlining. This is your 20-day 1 hour right here, just flatline. So, and there's not much volume at all.
Let's see here.
SMAs are all twisted.
All I see here is that on the 10th of November, they announced to implement their ADS ratio change. These are bank deposits. They're not shares of stock. They're held by the bank, but you trade them just like stock. And they have a ratio. One of the shares you buy may have 10 shares of stock in it, and the price will show the difference. That's the only thing I see here. I don't see anything else. They brought in some new management.
Yep. November 25th to the 28th. I mean, and then continuing into December the 14th or so. Massive move.
And then massive drop.
Oh, massive drop. Yeah. And like I said, here recently, let's go to 20-day 1 hour. It's just flatline. Just nothing is happening. Your SMAs are ugly. Everything is ugly. No volume. You can keep an eye on this one. I don't know what's going on, because that's, like I said, that chart's just ugly. I don't like it.
Well, the only thing I can say is that last piece of news we looked at with the inhaled drug to fight SARS, that's huge. Now,
and when did that come out? A few days ago?
That came out on the 6th, so it was a week ago.
Okay, so January the 5th, it spiked to 444, and then just continuous downtrend.
Profit takers. Now, I don't know if the company's being shorted. I don't know anything about that stuff. But obviously, you saw the spike. That's big news. Now, if they can get a contract, if they get someone to sell it, if they get an FDA approval, more DD. But that's what would get the stock moving, because that's a drug we need. There is no cure for SARS. Everybody's trying to find something, but nobody's gotten close enough to make a difference. Now, it's not that you have to cure SARS. That means you get it and you fix it. No, we're trying to prevent it from even happening. So that's what we're actually shooting for, preventative measures.
Yeah.
That's it. I've covered my Twitter requests. We're ready to jump into the next.
Yeah, we got about half a show left. So let's go start with Miss Belmore.
Perfect.
Hi, Belmore.
Perfect.
LVGI.
LVGI. Okay, we're coming into this.
Thank you guys for being here. We're so happy to have y'all here and help y'all out every week.
Yes, we are. Thank you very much. Okay, OTC. Let me see. Yeah, we'll bring up a new screen here. LVGI.
That's correct.
I know we've talked about this a couple of times. Limitless Venture Group. At one of my best and favorite buy prices, 001. 001's is first gear. You're grinding and going nowhere. 00 is second gear. You start to move. And if you can buy it near the 1, you're getting the absolute fastest gain position you can. Simple math. When 1 goes to 2, it's doubled. That's 100% gains, just like that. You look at it now, you say, I'm going to think about it. You wait for it to hit 004. Now you got to go all the way to 008 before you double your money. Wouldn't you rather get in at 001 and have got 800% gains when it hit 008? Right. So she had some good gains today. We got 26%. I know we get spoiled with these hundreds of percent down here. But come on, folks, you can live.
Not here lately. Not here lately. Not me.
20% honestly should be a get out on
that
most
is a
of
good
the trades.
game.
Unless you see some strong technicals, you see it just going green bar to green bar to green bar. Don't get greedy. Consistency will make you more money than big pops.
That's right.
Pink Current got all her green ticks, looking real good over here. Share structure on this company looks like virtually all the shares they have on the market, 200 million. Not a great count, but I've seen worse. Any news? This is really what we're hoping for. They've had, let me see, no. Limitless Venture Group back in November tells us they created a new joint venture to take keto sports to the next level. So they're working with keto. It's a product that has become popular here recently. Don't know a lot about the company. Let's hear. Now owns 100% subsidiary of Keto Sports. That was back in June of last year. So they're working with their Keto Sports subsidiary, trying to get it out there right now. Financials, are they doing anything with it? Well, let me see. We pretty much tripled our revenues from 2020 to 2021 from a half.
Are you sharing your screen, John?
Oh, did you not? Oh my goodness, folks!
There it is. I just put it on there.
Did you?
I had it on there. I had it on there, and now I can see it. I can see it. I'm so sorry. I was looking at the chart.
Somebody should have knocked on my window.
I was looking at the chart.
My co-host was working too hard, and I wasn't paying attention.
All right. Trying to help everybody.
You heard what I was saying. Now you can see what I'm talking about. I'm looking at LVGI's financials. As I said, she's at 001 right now, looking all good, made some gains. She's tripled her revenues from 2020 to 2021, 1.5 million. Quarterly, let's hope they're growing. Well, they're maintaining actually 300,000. So we haven't seen any big growth here. Quick look at their balance sheet. Total assets, 1.9 million. Total liabilities, 5 million. They got to work on that. They are holding a lot of debt right now. And disclosures. Let's see what's going on. We haven't had anything since the 16th. Qualify 1A. Is this when they put shares on the market? This is normally when they offering of statement. This is it's live bulletin. This is telling you that if they're putting shares on the market, they've made it live. We got a lot of these here. Have they been just loading up the market with shares? It's kind of what it looks like. But these are old. Goodness gracious. Those are 2021. So we're not getting a lot of information here. It might be worth diving into a quarterly report just to see what they've got. You're probably not going to get much. It's a disclosure. Disclosures don't have a lot of information, but you can normally find the float. So LVGI, what's that chart look like?
I'll give it to you. Hold on just a second.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Yep, I got it ready. So what I did was I went ahead and pulled up, old data. This is 3 years. 3 years. Look at how much this moved. So it's 24-cent move right here from pretty much zero, flat line. And that happened from between August of 2020 and February 21. Yep, what February.
That's the month
year of OTC right there.
Right. Yep.
And ever since then, they've just killed it off, And so I just wanted you to kind of see where it had been before and what had happened before in totally different times there. So let's get more recent.
I would presume all of that growth is because people had money in their pockets. We weren't in inflation. We were in stimulus.
Yeah, people were running it up. That's what was happening. Maybe it had some news, but it was a run up. So the last 20 days, your 1 hour, you got this low bubble here at 001. And then we're back up to 0013 right now. So it is moving. I don't know why, instead of if there was anything really recent, but it does have a nice little uptrend here. It's starting to give it back here. It's wanting to revisit its 50 MA. The 9 SM or the 13. I use the 13. The 13 SMA is above the 50, which is what you want to see, but you don't even have enough data to see your 100 and 200, not just yet. So you can give this one time and let it simmer and see what it's going to do here.
Okay, I see we have a ton of stocks over there. Oh my God, thank you, folks. I knew at some point in time
We
we
better
would
get
be
to cranking, John.
I'm trying, honestly.
We'll have to make
Okay.
it an hour and a half show.
All right, we are looking at Radar. It has a D on the end, which means it's going through some sort of change. Could be a name change,
RD.
ticker change, anything, any sort of change.
Okay.
Once the change is complete, the D will fall off. Radar Inc. is a anti-bullying app. I did an interview, I do believe it was. Yeah, I did an interview with the CEO quite a while ago before they launched this. They were trying to get sports celebrities and sports teams to back them up and, be front people for it. So I haven't been keeping up with what's going on with this company here recently.
I don't have any data on the charts except for December of last year. So is it pretty new? Is it a new company?
No, it's been out for over a year. It was over a year ago. I think I did my interview with them. 66 million shares on their float. News. See if they got anything recent here. Yes, the very last.
You need to share your screen again, John.
Oh, I thought it pops up when yours comes down.
You would think.
You would think. That's an improvement they can fix here.
Yeah.
So the company's stock right now is at about a half a penny. She had 4% drop today. She's got all her verifications. These are important, folks. Transfer agent verified. Don't underestimate that. You don't have a transfer agent, your shares aren't moving. And that's a big deal on the markets. It takes 2 days for every order you do to get from one place to another. Without a transfer agent, it can take longer. I know it doesn't seem like it matters, but it does. In a verified profile, there's lots of information being validated with these. So when you see these, you can feel confident about this company. This is a shell risk. As it says, they are in business, but they're not making any money. They had an update at the end of the year. Company released end of the year shareholder letter. I like shareholder letters from the CEO because it gives you a chance to hear what he's thinking. They normally culminate what they've gone through, what they want to do. So these are pretty much worth reading.
Well, you want your CEOs to believe in their companies too.
Yeah. And communication's important.
Exactly.
I mean, for companies that don't do this, shame on you. But at the same time, folks, take everything on the OTC with a grain of salt. Be skeptical of everything. Just presume everything's a scam until proven otherwise. This is not the major markets. This is a decentralized market. There's a lot of chefs in the kitchen. You don't know who's putting what in what pot. So honestly, due diligence really counts on the OTC market.
It does.
I'm looking to see if I see any dollars. I know I'm just blurring through here because there's a lot of information, but I don't see anything mentioned here about money. I see they're talking about their NFL connections. Like I said, working with sports stars. But I don't see anything here that's jumping out at me here. And let's see if we have any disclosures that may be even more recent than that. Oh, God, I hate these kind. Let's see. That was September. This would be circular. They're selling more shares. No, we don't like that. 1A, I do believe this is going active, right? They're selling more shares. I don't like that. Anything else we can learn here? Financials. Are they actually making any money yet?
Nope.
Not
Nothing.
a thing. And I'm going to take a look. If you're not making any money, your balance sheets, look at this. Total assets, $3,000. I bet half of you got more than they got.
That's the case. I'm a company, y'all.
Look at the deficit, the liability, $9.6 million, and all they got is $3,000.
I would avoid this at all costs. I wouldn't even touch this.
I'm sorry, folks. And I was excited about this when they first brought it out. It looked hot. It was supposed to, I think it did come out on Google Play, maybe on Apple. Now, there's been a lot of other companies I've seen come out with anti-bully apps and school crisis apps where everybody's in connection with each other. So they may have missed the boat.
Well, they may turn out to be good, John, except for the problem is right now is they need money, and they have no problem with taking it from you.
Yeah.
So I don't like that at all.
Show us the chart, hon.
Sure. Give me just a second. Pull it up.
Yeah, shame.
It is. The chart is pretty ugly. I mean, because I don't have anything back from December. I just did a 4-hour chart for the past 6 months, 180 days. And, we had this huge move from 0002 all the way to 0.03. And that's it. We're just flatlined all the way across.
What date was that big bump?
That is 12/20. And that's why I asked you, are they new? Because I don't have much data here for them.
12/20. There is no news on 12/20. There was nothing until 12/27.
If I hit a 3-year, I mean, I still have 12/20 or 12/19. And
now something we haven't been looking at, but you got to take into Constitution is Twitter. Twitter, a lot of these companies do have Twitter accounts. They post more on Twitter than they do in the news.
Yeah.
And one tweet can get a stock moving, but you got to be careful of tweets. They're not legal or binding. That's just conversation between you and the manager.
And that can be misleading too. I mean, you may be reading into it or wanting to read into it. Be very careful.
Oh, yeah, they do that on purpose.
But the last 5 days, we do have a little uptrend here from 0034. Then we went to 0055 here, and we're holding around 0048. So, I mean, it's in a slight uptrend, but I don't see, and you didn't find any really news or anything. I don't see anything that's just popping out at me like, oh my goodness, this is a one you want to jump into right now. You're going to miss it. I don't know what's happening, but I don't like the financials at all.
All right. Got another one here. Hi, John and Lily. Tiny Bitcoin miner BLQC announced $5 million in debt cancellation this week, up 40%. Okay. Yeah, debt cancellation is a good thing in inflation. That's
always a good thing.
Price is 28 cents if you're interested. Thank you all best if you're interested. Hey, Flip, good to see you. Flip and I talk on Twitter. No, it's Google. Google, I see him. See his name quite often. Let's take a look at BLQC. BLQC.
Block Quarry Corporation.
BLQC.
And I do see your screen, so you go ahead.
Yay! Thank you. All right. Block Quarry Core. 26 cents right now. 30% jump. Got all of her green ticks over here, and she's got independent directors. Now, that's important, especially when they're down here on the pink. Independent directors, the primary purpose is for uplisting. They're on the outside of management. They put a biased look on the company. They're kind of overseers. So you cannot uplist without independent directors. And if you're not going to uplist, you really don't need them on the payroll. So that could be a clue of where their heads are at. Let's see. Their newest news was just 2 days ago. Black Quarry announces that $5 million debt cancellation.
Yeah.
Overall liabilities by 30%. That's huge. Let me see if there's anything else here. Coverage, of talking finances. Black Quarry completes phase 1 of their 20 megawatt launch, 5,600 miners now online, 9.5 million analyzed revenues. Whoa, so that's good. All right, let's see what we got for share structure. It's not bad if we can take them at their word here. They say it's 47 million down here. That was September. Up here, 63 million unrestricted, somewhere in between the two. Disclosures. Anything else we got over here? Not since 2019 and their quarterly reports. So let's see. What's that chart look like? Is it going to continue that growth from that 40%,
Sure.
30% pop?
Well, I will say that it's you can definitely tell the news is being reflected right now. This is 20-day 1 hour. You can see the last 5 days. Look at this. Beautiful.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's had a nice movement. I'm going to go to the 5-day 5-minute. There you go. Look at it. Just gorgeous.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice. And I would look for it to hold around 0.22 range. That's where I would like, because I don't want to chase anything, you guys. I never do that. I'm not going to. If I missed it, I missed it. I'm just hearing about this. Thank you for bringing it up. But I never chase anything. We do not have a breakout just yet. Very nice uptrend. Your SMAs are starting to fall in line here. I would like to see it cool off a little bit, see if we can come back down to this area and hold this channel. So if you see that, then you might have potential going somewhere from here. But that was really good news. Everybody's going to jump into that. Love debt cancellation. That there's nothing better that can help a company to move, or if somebody's invested into the company, stuff like that. But once that news kind of dies down, I do think you're probably going to, cool off and revisit some levels.
Sure.
So no chasing, you guys. None. Missed it,
Good
you missed
advice.
it. Come back in a couple months.
All right, next one I've got up there is AITX from Claddy. How you doing, Claddy?
Well, I've traded AITX a lot. Hi, Claddy.
Have you traded Claddy?
I've traded the AITX a long time ago, but I haven't looked at it recently. What's up with that one?
I am a holder of AITX. I got swindled when they went through their reverse stock split.
Oh, no.
I don't know what my average is. I think my new split average. See, they tell you you're going to have less shares, but they're going to be worth the same. Well, what they don't tell you is you have less shares that you paid the same for. So your average price goes through the roof.
Yeah, you'll get less shares and it'll be like $10 a share or something. You're like,
I think my average price right now is $4.65. So
are you in AITX?
Oh, yes, I am. I've been in it for 2 years. And they took that and it tumbled so hard. And I've got since I started trading, I've accumulated bags. Things have just happened. Lots of reverse stock splits that I just can't get out of because they're so low now. I've got about 120 different companies right now. And I say about 20 of them are on the expert market. 32 of them have had reverse stock splits. It has been devastating to me this last year. It has just crushed me. But sooner or later, things have got to come back. But I just wish I could average them down. This is one of them I would love to take advantage of. But
it just puts you in a situation when that happens. So it does happen. If you think about it, a lot of people got caught up in a different season. Our whole season changed. Like everything's going up, money, money, money. Throw a dart, you got it. Whatever that is so different now. So
yeah, I'm in new plays now that I can gauge these. And you've got to watch out for these reverse stock splits, folks. We're in that period of time where companies have a lot of debt, having to pay more for running their operations, aren't probably doing as much business as they were doing, and they're still paying themselves. So they end up doing these reverse stock splits, and then half these companies are turning around and putting more shares on the market to sell.
They'll do offering.
They're filling up their bank with shares, and then they're filling up their coffers with money, selling more shares.
Right.
It's great for them.
It's how they survive, you guys. So don't fault them too much. They're little companies. They just play them for what they are and realize these things happen. And this is a terrible season for these companies. So get in, get out, come back later and revisit when, the overall market's really healthy. Come back and revisit these stocks.
All right, AITX. I do believe we looked at this before. Revenues have taken a jump since 2021 from 360,000 to 1.4 million. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. You're good.
So we got a huge jump right there. Quarterly, are they continuing that growth? Well, I wouldn't say they're growing. I'd say they're maintaining. This company has got, we don't have pictures right now, but this company's got a lot of different robots. They got one. One that looks like a dog, one that looks like a big R2D2, another one that looks like a box, and they all move around the dog and they communicate with each other. The big box one that rolls on cement can send the dog out to run the property and send information back to it. As a matter of fact, they just had one in a mall, I believe it was, that was just doing security, saw a crime, got a video of it, used that video in court, and actually got a case through because of it. Any new disclosures here from the company? Now, I know they've been selling these to Fortune 500 companies. Lots of companies using them for security.
They're out there, and I just don't, where does it go? How does it develop from here? It does have potential. It's just a terrible season right now, you guys.
Let me see. I bet you I can get you a quick glance here. There you go.
Yeah, folks. There it is.
There's some of them right there. These are some of the robots, ones that look like dogs. I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know if that's, but they've got lots of different robots, and they talk about them here, and they are getting more and more popular, and they're getting more and more smart, and they can do more proactive things for us. Share structure. Did we look at it for this company?
Not yet.
Oh God, no. Now,
Yes.
look, what really stands out to me here is being peculiar, and I would have to jump into the financials. Not only we got a bazillion shares here, 5.3 billion to be
That's a
literal
lot.
in the float. Look what we got for restricted shares.
Two.
Two. And that's not preferred stock where each share counts for 200,000 shares. That is
Yeah.
2 shares of stock the insiders own. What's the point? I'm hoping that's a mistake. It just has to be. Okay, let's go take a look at that chart for us.
That's funny. I'm pulling it up. Two. All right, you
Two.
guys. So
Not a
with
lot of faith in the company if you own 2
yeah,
shares. Me and my wife, we
AITX.
own a share.
And it was mentioned that AITX had a reverse stock split. I'm going to assume, because this is your 4-hour, 180-day right here, I'm going to assume that happened right around this area.
What month is that?
This is right before it started, November. And the high is November 21st.
Could be they had 2 of them. I don't know.
So
Because I'm desperately high.
0.0185 is where we hit with that. And then it came all the way back down and even more.
Even lower.
Even lower. So it does look like it was a reverse stock split to me. I was not invested in this one. I don't know. I haven't looked at it in a while. I'm just familiar with the company. So we'll go back to the last 20 days, 1 hour. We have a low bubble here of a 0054, and we're currently on an uptrend, a pretty nice uptrend, and it looks really stable. I will give it that.
I like your PPO and your ADX down at the bottom.
Yeah,
we got a spread going down there.
It's starting to
Whenever
spread.
you see
That's right.
that PPO and the ADX, the blue line and the red line
Yep.
separated, means the price is rising. And that does show some potential growth right here.
It does.
If some news could come out, they could easily come out with lots of news for contracts with Fortune 500
Yep.
companies. It's not like they're selling hundreds of robots. They're selling a couple at a time.
But
But
you're right. And the PPO and it looks really good, spreading out. So you have very significant movement. The last 5 days, 5-minute chart, nice uptrend, you guys. We are in a breakout mode right now on AITX at 0.0074. It has to hold that. And to be honest, I don't look for it to. It's probably going to come back into this channel. So I would say be patient here if you're not already in. Do not go chasing anything. There's still a lot of rough times ahead for the OTC in general, the overall market in general. So just be patient, keep an eye on it, and get your trend lines drawn out as well, so you can kind of follow what's happening. And then DD, of course, but that's what you're seeing right now. Back to you, John.
All right. Claddy, you gave us a huge list there, buddy. We could probably finish the show just with you. Oh my God, look what time it is. Finish the show.
We're almost done. So we already got one of Claddy's on there.
All right, KG.
Sorry, Claddy.
KG, I can tell you this much. KG is a company I'm invested in. I was invested in them back in 2018 when they quit doing their hemp beverages. They were like monster drinks. They were energy drinks with just a pinch of hemp in it, not enough to make a difference, just to say we got hemp in it. They got away from hemp, came back as Ooh La Lemon, and they are the hardest, I swear to God, they are the hardest working company I've seen getting distribution contracts. I posted up in Twitter, I think it was, all the news for the last year. The number of distribution contracts, they're in Walmarts, they're in Winn-Dixie, they're in a bunch of little stores, they're in Wisconsin, they're in Missouri. This company's working hard to get their drinks everywhere. I like KG because they work hard. They've got a solid product that seems to be catching fire. The charts have been growing here recently. Haven't looked a whole lot at them, but I've seen them bouncing a little bit. I see it on my list of stocks, but it hasn't grown a lot. I think 45% maybe this last week.
Before we leave, John, I'm going to touch on this one. I absolutely love this comment.
Yeah.
So right here today, I was saying APRN is getting itchy after hours, up 28% after hours. And let me go
Let's
ahead.
take a look at it.
Let me show that real quick, because
I like itchy stocks.
You're not wrong. Look at this. Look at this. This is the 1 minute. I mean, granted, it came down a lot, but look at what's happening. I don't know why. We have no idea.
I'm looking for a reason.
That's what I was wondering. If you look up a reason, maybe something came out. But
tag minute, baby.
Let me go back to 10 days real quick. 10-day, 30-minute, kind of flat line, definitely range bound here. And then all of a sudden, just blast off. We had a little bit of build up a couple of days ago, and now we have a blast off. do not go chasing this, you guys. Not saying that. We're just looking at it.
All right,
Way too much action.
I do not see anything about
Nothing.
them. There's no news.
Maybe it just
There's no
was a little
filing. Right
squeeze.
now, I'm taking a quick peek over here at Twitter. I'd just
Uh-huh.
like to use 100 eyes or 1,000 eyes. Let's see here. Blue Apron. All right, I'm actually going to their website. Let's see. I can bring that up for you.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing real
You
quick.
can
But I
see
just
what
wanted
I'm
to show
seeing.
that chart. You're not wrong.
All right, so looking at their Twitter account, they have what says Blue Apron. What's inside must be pretty good. That's it,
cute.
folks. January 10th.
That's cute.
That was 2 days ago. A bear in a Blue Apron box. Very cryptic. We don't know what it means. Something's coming. Christmas. What's the deal? This is what Lily and I are talking about. Twitter accounts like to toy with us. And I'll tell you what, give the investor a toy, he will play with it. I've seen many stocks run on very little details, but a comment, and it'll just blast off.
Well, it was building up a couple of days. I think Blue Apron's still one of those ones that's pretty heavily shorted. So it could have just been a little squeeze right there and a pop, just shorts trying to cover some stuff. And it could just kind of die off. But keep an eye on it. It may decide it's going to continue running, but I would not touch it in the range it is right now. Let it calm down. But Blue Apron's one of those ones that likes to do that, John.
All right, I'm going to look at one more stock here for us. Mike is asking about ICNM. We'll squeeze that in. All right, Icon Media Holdings finished at 0009. Man, that is a beautiful buy place if she's got something going on. She's got all her green ticks, is in solid condition, shell company. We're talking about no business, no revenues. 8K yesterday. This is a material change. Take your time and read these 8Ks, folks. They're very short. Most of them are not very long. Sometimes they'll include the news, which makes it real easy, but normally they're just that big. You can come down here, very first line will tell you what it's about. Management change, definitive agreement. Whenever I see a definitive agreement, I hit the brakes and I read. This is where I get most of my news, is from these 8Ks. Let me see. December 26, 2022, the company through Eastwind, Singapore subsidiary, 100% owned by Icon Media, entered into a definitive agreement with Kura Inc., also formerly known as All American Pet Company. Through which looks like they're acquiring that company. Looks like it's the purchase price for the acquisition, $125 million. Let me see. Special preferred shares, ICNM AAPT. I see Mike actually mentioned AAPT. So that's the merger. AAPT is the All American Pet Company, Kura Inc. All right, so we got a merger going here. Obviously, worth some more DD, but mergers are what get bounces. You can pretty much count on a bounce coming from that sort of news. Let's just take a look. This one was at 0009 AAPT. Oh, yeah. Skull and crossbones on this company, which I'm going to presume the acquisition is ICNM getting AAPT, which would solve this problem immediately. This company would fall off the market. That's what I'm presuming. They'll get swallowed up by ICNM, which is all clean, still ready to do business. I don't know what their share count's going to be. Normally, share counts will change because both companies have shares. You got to bring them together.
Can you tell what their volume was or what it usually is, John? That's kind of what I'm questioning.
Volume here, big drop today from 77 million down to 26 million for Icon Media.
Okay.
Financials, no money annually. Well, they're a shell company. So obviously AAPT must be making money, but they can't clean up their act. And the problem with these CE, skull and crossbones, caveat emptor, buyer beware. Lots of names for it. That skull and crossbones is the worst designation you can get on the OTC market. So bad, they don't even tell us what's involved. We don't know if there was a crime or it's just a paperwork issue. We don't know. But you can't buy or sell the shares regardless. They're not on the expert market. They're normally pink or something, but you can't buy or sell them. So that company is going to come on over here. They look to be the ones. Now, we can jump over there, No, you probably can't. They block all information. I don't know why they do that, but on these, what was it?
Well,
AAPT?
I see. Oh, AAPT. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if we got any. They're showing us information. Good. Ton of shares, 2.2 billion shares over here. Financials. So you got two companies, both are shell companies, both don't have a business, both
Yeah.
aren't making any money. I don't. So you're going to have a double clean shell? Well, half
Well,
a
it
clean
takes more research. This is going to take a lot more DD to figure out what's going on. And
Yeah,
John,
it's
if
a
I know
merger, but to what end?
yeah,
I don't
and
know.
we're wrapping up. So I will show this chart real quick.
Yep.
So and this is why I wanted to show it. If you look at it, this is a 3-year chart right here. Just a beautiful uptrend for the last 3 years, which is really unusual. That's why I
But
kind of wanted to
slow.
look
Been
that
very
far out.
slow.
It is slow, very gradual. Things are happening,
But you're
obviously.
right.
I'm
A
not sure
3-year
what.
growth pattern is something to consider.
Yeah, it is. I mean, granted, we had a huge move before, but it's staying in that channel. And this is the last 6 months, your 4-hour. You're seeing it staying. It will come out of the channel a little bit, but nothing substantial or really significant. We're still respecting everything. And then you get closer, the 5-day, 5-minute. We're kind of right on it right now. That
Wouldn't this
if
be
the DD is good, this might be a good area to come into. And I'm not telling you
at the
to.
bottom of that
Yeah.
channel, that looks primed.
Yeah. And
If
this is
they-
0008, 0009 area. So if your DD is good and something is happening with this one, I am not telling you to do this. I don't know anything about it. I'm just telling you your chart looks good. But what I would take into consideration is back here on the 002 when it's a 1-6. So 6th of January, what happened here that it dropped down so much so fast? Because that was 1 day's movement right there, you guys. Find out what happened there. Find out what's going on in general, and then make a decision. Okay.
What day was that?
That was on January the 6th.
January the 6th.
It's just nothing but a
there's
down day all day. Push down until it got to 888.0.
That is the day after the news was reported about the merger, the acquisition.
And so that might be it. If that's the case, and that might have been what kept that uptrend going for 3 years. I don't know. So you can give it a moment, give it room to breathe, do your research. You're not missing anything.
When they actually talked about the acquisition, she fell. It's like everybody realized you got two shell companies. Yep. Nobody's making any money.
Nobody cares anymore. So you see this right here, and then bleh. So careful. This could be over.
They could drop a piece of news saying this is what together we are going to do, and boom. So this could be a good place to consider an entry, not before the news, but it definitely belongs on your watch list.
It does. I like it here, but is it good and we're still good in it, or is it over, you guys? So you have to determine that. And if you don't know, but you like it in this range, because if it gives up much more than this, it's over. But if you like it, then just set stops, step stops, and protect yourself.
So let's see here. Who did we miss?
I think we missed a few, and we're so sorry.
Yeah, I love seeing all the conversation here, folks. I personally didn't get a chance to read it all, but I guarantee you I'm going to as soon as we go offline. I love your comments. Please feel free to leave comments if you have more to say on YouTube. We will answer you. I answer every single comment. I have been accused of deleting stuff off of it. Look, folks, the only thing
that can't be true. Not you.
Disagree with me.
Not
you. Can call it company junk. You can say I'm an idiot and I don't see the right stuff. The only thing I delete are anything sexual. Don't put up anything sexual.
Spam stuff. Yeah.
But outside of that,
put it this way: if something got deleted, it was probably me. Because if I see somebody being ugly to John, it's just uncalled for, and I don't understand. Bye. I will delete it. Because we don't need negativity. We're here trying to help.
Honestly, I don't get a whole lot of
what we
ugly.
enjoy
Every
doing.
now and then I get ugly because people think I took a comment down. But about my opinion, maybe my beard, but nothing personal.
I'm just saying we're out here trying to do the best we can and showing you what we see. So hopefully it helps you to be a better trader and to be more aware and conscious of what you're doing in the market and
And
how to take
whatever we
those
share
gains.
with you folks, we don't make up. We don't just pull stuff out of the air. I read it somewhere. If I'm going to tell it to you, maybe I read it wrong. That's always a possibility. I am human, not AI. But outside of that, I am sincerely always wanting to help you. So
Well,
thanks for showing up here. This is my best way to do it. I get to answer your questions.
That's why we encourage y'all to be here every Thursday. Have those tickers in there because we will go through them for you. And we look forward to seeing y'all next Thursday. Yeah, we do try. The sooner you get it in there, the better. So we'll see y'all next Thursday. Thank y'all so much. Trade safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
But of course,